Hello, boys, girls, and every undead organ in between. This is Zombie Kidney here, and welcome to my experience with the BO6 beta and how I felt how everything was. So let's begin. So I thought that overall it feels much better than what the latest MW3 was, and everything felt a little smoother. The Omni movement may have been a little clunky, but when I turned off the hold the dive option and just slide around, it felt much better. And well, really, it didn't feel, it felt quicker, more smooth, and more fluid than what MW3 did. So I am feeling much more confident in that. The stuns, I feel like, could definitely froze you pretty much in place for a pretty good amount of time. If you got hit by one of those, you were pretty much guaranteed dead if you weren't looking the right way. Flashes flash you for a medium long time. If you could relate to some old MW2 clip, they're about that bad. And that's pretty much all that was with those. So we will move on to the guns, where I feel like the submachine guns in the beta had a very clear advantage over everything else. Like if you were using the Jackal, you pretty much had the best all-around gun in the entire game. There was no contest. The C9 was definitely slept on. It did really well, high TTK, and was just also really good. The Tonto, the one they came out with for the second week, with had really good damage output, but it was a little slow on the fire rate. So it was kind of something, if you hit your shots, you were good, but it wasn't very forgiving of a gun. The only gun I think I used that really could compete with the submachine guns was the XM4, which is the base assault rifle you get. It was really nice, felt really clean, killed pretty quickly. You put rapid fire on it and could even outfire the Jackal in some of the submachine guns. But I'm talking if you just go by base gun with no bare bones stock weaponry, it didn't compete as well. The AK was also same kind of boat. You really kind of needed rapid fire for it to be able to hit the shots faster than what the Jackal or the C9 did to be able to compete with it. Did really well at range. Had a little bit of a recoil problem, but that's really the only problem that I saw with it. The AMES, again, same kind of thing. It had less recoil and a faster fire rate, but it really still didn't quite keep up if you were with the Jackal or the C9. I didn't really use the shotgun once, but what I saw of shotgun play, it did pretty well. But it was very inconsistent. Either you killed from like 20 meters away, or you got hit markers from 5 meters away. There really wasn't in between. I loved the sniper rifle play, in all honesty. The sniper rifles did really clean. They felt nice. Quick scoping, I mean, it may have been a little bit slow, but quick scoping wasn't guaranteed a thing. What else? Didn't really use the SVO, but it really looked like a Dragunov, just another Dragunov variant, semi-automatic, one hit, chest and above. Yep. I did really like the marksman rifles they came out with. The SWAT was really good. One burst to the chest, one and above. The other one, I forget what the name was. It was the semi-automatic, and that was probably my favorite weapon to use. But I also really love the semi-automatic guns. I used to always love using the FNFAL. So we go with that. Next, talking about the maps, I didn't really like most of them. They kind of were tiny and didn't really have much balance to them. One side always seemed to clearly have the advantage based on what game mode you played. Some of them were much better with certain game modes than others. Like, Skyline, really, if you were playing HVT, you had a clear advantage on one side than the other because you can get under the map much easier on the one side. Then the other one side had the all the stuff in the way, so it was hard for the other team to get to you. Then, the train one, Derelict, it was really hard to do captures on B and in domination if you were on the one side of the map, because you can just set up and basically a triangle around the entire thing. So yeah, most of them, and then don't even get me started on Scud. That whole satellite area was just such an advantage if you got up there and could hold it. Sorry, excuse me. But yeah, that's pretty much kind of how everything was, and that's coming from someone who normally likes to play zombies. I'm a huge zombie player. I've never even really used to play multiplayer from that, so take what I say with a grain of salt. I'm not the greatest MP player in the world anyway. I will much rather be playing zombies, and that's probably what I'll be doing for most of the time during BO6. But based on how the beta went with the multiplayer, it does seem like it's very good, and I am excited for this. And I hope you all enjoy. I hope I made you smile at least once. Have a good day.